Alrighty, time for Chum to continue his Battle City run, and he is going up against Ishizu Ishtar. Should be a somewhat fairly even match. Both decks have about the same level of speed. Chum might have just a little bit more power behind him though, unless Ishizu can get Mudora out after a few fairies have been sent in the graveyard. But it should be an interesting match. So Chum wins rock, paper, scissors and elects to go first. Now I was getting through some comments since Mine's duel didn't go for very long against Valon. Chum starts off with Des Koala in defense mode. It's a good start, can do a lot of damage. And what does Ishizu have? She's got Swords of Revealing Light. That will flip Des Koala up, and it will cost her 2,000 life points, but... Alright, Infinite Cards is also activated. And, oh, no monsters, but Swords of Revealing Light is on the field. So Chum, he's just drawn Big Koala. Abraham Javias says, one bad reaction to Simuchi would counter the Arrow Mages. It would, actually. That is actually a very good point. Bad reaction to Simuchi, or Simochi, however it's said, counters life point gain and turns it into damage instead. So yes, bad reaction to Simochi would actually be a very good counter card for the Arrow Mage deck. Midnight DB says, at 6 minutes 10, can't forget about my boy Johnny Steps for the 32-man tourney. Actually, maybe that's the other player we could put in. Give old Johnny Steps a run. Sax Pack Abs, that's a scary koala. Eucalypt these hands. That was for Chum and Seeker's match. And looking at Chum now, he's still got to wait for this Swords of Revealing Light to wear off. He's loading up his field though. There goes Swords of Revealing Light. Let's hope that Ishizu has got something in her hand, because she's staring down a lot of points. Chumley has also got two of his beast power-ups, which will do his whole field as well. He's got Big Koala there as well. He could summon Big Koala, but he's gone against it. He's got Nimble Momonga face down. The Big March of Animals is played. That puts everything 2,000 plus. And Chum throws down his second one, which he had in his hand. That is a lot of attack power. It's not very often you see a player get 5 monsters to the field and all of them have in between 3,000 and 4,000 attack power. Well, we got 3,031, 2 38s and a 36. Alright, Shining Angel was destroyed, so Ishizu, if she has to call Shining Angel to the field, otherwise she's gonna lose. In fact, she still might lose. Shining Angel is destroyed, so Shining Angel will potentially call another one here, reducing her life point loss by 1,400, but Chum's absorbing it as into life points with the effect of Vampiric Koala. 2,400 off. Ishizu has just been absolutely flattened. Spirit of the Harp is the last thing that Ishizu has. She has been absolutely flattened. Oh, that was, to be fair, that was very satisfying to watch, but oh man, there was no chill in that from Chumley. He has gone and absolutely steamrolled Ishizu in that first match. And it may be another quick one. Alright, I better get through these comments. Midnight DB got 46 right here for you. Oh, that's for the 4 more, and you could do a 48-man bracket. There's always Anuda's Paradox and Diva from the movies, or just do preliminary bracket with the X number, weakest duelist, to little it down to 32. And just all the characters, just from all through the Yu-Gi-Oh series. So if you've counted 46, The issue is, I've only got 32 deck slots, so we'd almost have to rebuild the decks daily, but... Imagine that, a 46-player season. We'll take it one step further. We'll get Jaden, Alexis, Chum, and all the GX players, but we'll nerf their decks to suit, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Era. And we'll have a 64-player tournament. That way it can still do a knockout tournament as well. Oh, the possibilities. Kodoskopos says Seeker could do with a Mirror Force, since his deck is based on defensiveness. We did actually have Mirror Force in his deck when we were doing test runs for the Battle City season many months ago, but I do remember us putting a Mirror Force in his deck for defensive purposes. But it actually created problems because if someone had to like camp for 3 or 4 turns to build up their attack, Seeker would build up all this defense and he would lose it, and then the player would have their best monsters finally out, and then they'll just lose them in 1 turn, and then Seeker would almost win every game because he camps so much and his matches go for quite a long time. The odds of him drawing Mirror Force are pretty good, and that's kind of why we left it out. Otherwise, because to make Seeker's deck even more broken, we could add Gravity Bind as well. And we could also add, we could add more copies of Swords of Revealing Light, we could add more negate attacks, we could add even level limit area B as well. There's a lot of ways to further troll the player trying to get through that Seeker deck. Seeker didn't win a lot of matches, but he was always threatening with the Exodia. That's why he didn't have Mirror Force, but if you really wanted to power that Seeker deck up, yeah, you could make him very, very difficult to beat. We'll have to do an Exodia archetype deck in the near future as well. Josh Sweeney, aka Shepard, says, I had Seal of Orichalcos and it was pretty good. Yeah, played it in every duel. It's a good card, gives you a 500 point buffer. And Guardian Angel Jones just been played by Ishizu. At a 2800, she goes after Seeker while she kinda has to because of its effect. Only gives her 100 life points, but she's got a 2800 on the field now. Midnight DB says, Darts is also the king of Atlantis, so water, fish and sea serpent monsters fit him in that regard. Also, isn't Divine Serpent in this game? That should be in Darts' deck. Granted, it's not a very good card, but it's in his ultimate boss monster. But it is his ultimate boss monster. And the only other one of his cards to be printed after Seal of Shuneros. Divine Serpent. I can... have a quick check. Ah, this stupid Joy-Con. Or the controller on the Switch is buggered. Yeah, it's getting worse and worse. I'm gonna have to replace it on this Switch. The other one's sort of broken, but it's not too bad. Deck edit. What's that? Oh, Swords of Revealing Light is blocked by Magic Jammer. Where's Darts' deck? Vertical Darts, there he is. So what was it? Divine Serpent, was it? Oh! You press A on this thing and it just doesn't enter the letter. Was it Divine Serpent? Yeah. Divine Dragon, Divine... Oh, yeah, I remember him. Oh, I didn't add that to Darts' deck. I should say we didn't. All of us missed that. Cannot be. Oh, that must be special summon by turn effect. If a monster you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can pay half your life points. Special summon this card from your hand. Cannot be targeted by card effects. If this card attacks opponent's monster, doing damage step. Negate the effects of that monster. Oh, that's not too bad. But once this card. Also, its attack becomes half its original attack once per battle with this card. It's not too bad of a card. It's not great. You know what? Yeah. We'll add that in and we'll take out one of his 2000s attacks. He's got 3 of Orichalcus Shunuros. Okay, Vampiric Koala. Oh, I've just turned my attention back to the duel. Divine Serpent Gear. It's not the greatest card, but it's also not the worst. Yeah, he'd have to pay half his life points to summon it, so it's a bit of a costly one. No, I'm actually going to chuck 2 of them in, and I'm going to take out another one of those 2000s, because his deck is a little bit chunky with those 2000 attackers, so he's only got 2 of them now. I think that's what we'll do. I completely forgot about that card, that Great Serpent. I remember him using it, but I thought it may not have been printed. Because I don't think I've ever seen it played on this game. I don't think it was even in Darts' story deck. That's probably why we missed it. Shining Angel, although Mudora is still sitting on the field at 3100. Chum's fighting with everything here, but it looks like Ishizu might get a win on this one. Well, that Divine Serpent monster, you have to pay half your life points. But if you had a life point recovery deck, that card actually might not be too bad. Alright, Midora's at 3100. Chum's played Shard of Greed, I should say. And it looks like that Ishizu is actually going to pick up a win here, which is very good for her. So we're going to get a 3rd duel on this one. It looked like after that first match we might get a quick one, but this will do it. Chum will not be able to block, and we are at 1-1. So Chum, he's had a 4-0 run to start off. So can he get it to 5, or will Ishizu be his first? So yeah, shouts to Midnight DB for saying about that card, Divine Serpent Gear. It is now in Darts' deck. Again, that is why we do pre-season runs, in case we've missed a card or something like that as well. Midnight DB also says, I count 14 for Virtual World. That's Yugi, Kaiba, Joey, Taya. Again, Japanese names, I don't know which character's which, but the big 5, Noah, Gaizaburo, Tristan and Duke and Serenity as well. You could throw in Mokuba since he was present for that arc, but then like Bakura, just get it to 16. We'll do both the individual big 5 and then them as a collective from when they dueled Yugi and Joey as your 16th. I got the deck lists if you need them. Probably have some ban cards you'll have to work around. Yeah, we could always... Well, I do still want to do a big 5 run. To be honest, I kind of forgot about it before starting this Orichalcos one, but we were going to run the big 5 decks against all of Battle City. I think we were discussing doing a tournament for it, but we decided to do them as mini-series instead. And I think it was due to the similarities of the Battle City decks running again in another season. I think that's why. And it's all G sounds. Giga, ga, ga, giga. Oh, is that for those? I still Oh, that sounds so funny though in my head. Like, and more whammo. Oh, that is really difficult to pronounce. War Mago Gale. War more whammo Gale. Mayman. I don't know if I've said that right. It says, yo guys, where can I download this game? I'm gonna reply to that manually as well. This game is Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. You can get it on. You can get it on Steam. You can get it on PS4, PS5 store as well, Xbox, like it's, and Switch. Alright, Swords of Revealing Light is plaguing Chumley again. It's available on Switch. I'm just getting back to that comment. Switch. PS4/5 store. Same for PC. And I think it's on Xbox as well. So, but yeah, Legacy of the Duelist is a very good game. It'd be great if it got an update. I don't think it ever will though. But we really need, like, we need a Yu-Gi-Oh game where, like, all the story duels, all the story characters are in it for a start, like Paradox Brothers and Esperoba not being in this game, Rebecca not being in this game. Like, it's a little bit of a letdown, but I guess it had maybe constraints or something, I don't know. But I hope one day we get a Yu-Gi-Oh game where it's like free roam. You've got like a story mode and online mode where, like, the story mode you play through like this, but the decks are more true, if that makes sense. And the online mode, you actually roam around as a character like you do in like the 2K games, and then you can like challenge players in the street. Like, I challenge you to a duel with the Seal of Orichalcos. One of us will lose our soul, which means that they, I don't know exactly, I don't know. Alright, Yugioh is destroyed. Doesn't roll a 4. Most of Ishizu's monsters are level 4s. But she's still got that 2000 defense. I mean, if Chum can play Beast Soul Swap if he wants to. Oh, there it is, Beast Soul Swap. So you can bring Nimble Momonga back to hand and get Tree Otter to the field if that's what Chumley decides to do to try to attack. He's just flipped up Des Koala, so he did 800 points of damage there. And oh, there's Kelbeck. So Vampiric Koala goes back to hand. Kelbeck may have actually done more damage to Ishizu there than it's done to Chum, because now Chum has a monster zone free again. Shining Angel was destroyed. So Ishizu is losing a lot of fairy types. If she draws a Mudora, it will be quite strong. Now, Chum does have Big Koala available as well. But no, Chum has decided to end his turn. He's got plenty of counterplay in his hand. He's got Scapegoat if he gets in trouble. No need to rush for Chum. Ishizu has just gone to her battle phase and she has gone after Des Koala. 300 points off Chum. Life points are still even. I mean, we're 17 turns in. So it's quite a long one. Oh, there's a Tree Otter. Another one. So Chum now with the Tree Otter on the field and one in his hand as well. So he's looking quite good. He could use Beast Soul Swap on Nimble Momonga and get his other Tree Otter out. Okay, he's just going for the one, maybe just in case. He has a spare tree otter available. There goes Spirit of the Harp. And there goes Shining Angel as well. So I think Ishizu may be running out of... I think she has. She's run out of cards to summon with Shining Angel. It's just a matter or not if she's managed to get hold of a Midori yet. And she's still got Kelbeck. Anything that attacks Kelbeck is going to go back to the player's hand. There's Keldo. And Keldo, oh, that's in for a double KO. So Tree Otter's off the field. Or, I mean, it's going to get sent back to Chum's deck through the effect. It's turn 18. It's about to go to turn 19, and Chumley has no cards in his graveyard. That has to be like... That has to be pretty rare for that to actually be a thing. 19 turns into a duel and no cards in the graveyard for Chum. That's pretty impressive, actually. Alright, Chumley does have Big Koala. Okay, he's just summoned Tree Otter. He's flipped up Kangaroo Champ. It looks like Chum might be going in for the attack here. He's just used Tree Otter's effect. He's going to use that on Nimble Momonga. That's clever, because Nimble Momonga's not the strongest card out there. So back to hand, there goes Kelbeck. So 3,800 altogether is what this attack is. It'll leave Ishizu with 3,000 life points. So Ishizu will have to do something on the next turn, otherwise she will lose this match. She has not... I'm going to assume she hasn't got Mudora in her hand. She may have to draw for it. Or maybe she's just patiently waited. She's got 3 cards in her hand. What can she do here? Oh, speak of the devil. She's just slapped it down, Midora. Perfect plan all along, maybe. 3,500 attack points. And she's gone after Tree Otter. Oh, Chum didn't use... Beast Soul Swap. That would have... Oh, Monster Reborn. Oh, that is... that is absolutely brutal for Ishizu. Because Chumley player may have had finger on B button. That is common to do because you don't like prompt messages popping up all the time. Well, Chum has just activated Monster Reborn. And... well, then again... may even work out better for Chum because now with Beast Soul Swap still being on the field, Chum still has sort of like a defense mechanism as well. Alright, there we go. Big Koala now to the field. It's 2,700. It'll get to 37 with the effect of Tree Otter. And although 3,500 is formidable, it will not be enough for Ishizu. Chum sets Mystical Space Typhoon. Now does Ishizu, if she loses at Midora, she is in big trouble. Oh, Blast held by a Tribute. Unfortunately, it's not going to work because Chum has 7 Tools of the Bandit on the field. Blast held by a Tribute would have destroyed Big Koala, and I don't remember if it does life point damage, but Big Koala would have been 3,700 points straight down the drain. However, very good move by Chum to have 7 Tools of the Bandit on the field. 1,200 off. And Ishizu is down to 1,600 life points. Chum, oh, Chum could win it here. He can, no, Chum, no. It happens. No need to rush anyway, but he could have used Beast Soul Swap, brought Big Koala back to hand, re-summoned it, and then taken the rest of the life points, but... Alright, there's Zolga. There's Olga. Okay, this time Chumley has gone for Beast Soul Swap. He could have done that last turn and finished it a turn early, but it's not going to matter because... And look at that, now Chum's going to go with Nimble Momonga. It would appear that Ishizu's face-down cards may not be of use to her here. And she's decided to attack Nimble Momonga. That's going to summon 2 more copies of itself. It's going to heal Chum as well. It looks like Ishizu may be just about ready to call this one and accept the cookedness. Tree Otter with Vampiric Koala in hand. Des Wombat is there. There's still a Scapegoat there as well. Polymerization, maybe she can draw, maybe Chum can draw Des Kangaroo and pull out Master of Oz just for the fun of it. Drag down into the grave. Both players discard a card from their hand. Could possibly be the card that Ishizu drew this turn. She threw a Ritual. Ishizu picked to throw Tree Otter, but either way, I think Ishizu, there it is, Dispel. It looks like Ishizu has given up. She's gone for the face down. It is Mystical Space Typhoon. Chum, again, I do believe, has finger resting on B button because it will stop the "do you want to activate this card" message popping up all the time. It's horrendous. Yu-Gi-Oh needs to do something about that because it's horrendously annoying and you don't want to have to keep your finger on the B button because sometimes you do that out of habit and then you accidentally bypass an effect. But it looks like this will be it. 2700, and there it is. Ishizu has lost. Chumley has now gone 5-0, and his duels have been very fun so far. Very fun to watch. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We've seen another good performance for Chum, who has now gone 5-0. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for leaving all the comments wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, take care, farewell.